All right, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Craig, tell me something. How did you get started in the acting business? You know every famous actor. Ladies and gentlemen, he was acting with Al Pacino last week on the set of, what's that new movie he's doing,
Spectre.
the TV?
Spectre, yeah, Phil Spectre.
Phil Spectre. What is that?
Story.
Is that a TV, HBO? What is it for? HBO. It's about the music producer, Phil Spectre, who I believe he was up for murder and something of his wife or whatever.
His mistress or whatever it was. Yeah.
Right. Well, anyway, he's with Al Pacino on that. He's been with Robert De Niro. He's been with a million actors. As a matter of fact, I could personally tell you of a story that I know with Radio Man, where he was on the set with Pierce Brosnan. Everyone knows Pierce, the James Bond?
Yeah,
Everyone knows Pierce Brosnan. Well, to show you the kind of guy Pierce Brosnan is, which I was very impressed about, Pierce Brosnan knew Radio Man. They were working together on a set. Would you remember the set it was, by any chance?
It really wasn't a set, but what it was, he was just promoting the watch.
Oh, I remember now. That's correct. He was promoting, was it an Omega watch?
Yeah, it was an Omega Seamaster.
Seamaster.
And this watch was a specific famous 007 watch. It had all different diamonds in it. A beautiful watch that was a James Bond promo watch for this watch. Well, to show you what kind of guy Pierce Brosnan is, he knew Radio Man. He worked with him before on sets, and they're friendly. They were on a talking basis. He took the watch off his hand and said, Radio Man, I really don't need this anymore now that the commercial's over. Would you like to have this? And he gave it to him, and he walked off with a 007 watch. Yep. Unbelievable.
Very nice.
Good going, Radio Man.
Whoopi Goldberg gave you that bike, right?
Wait, ladies and gentlemen, you think that's a story? Wait, you think that's a story? Craig, if I'm wrong, would you correct me?
Yeah.
Is it true that Oprah Winfrey sent you to the Oscars in California?
Not Oprah Winfrey.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you believe this guy?
Whoopi Goldberg. He was close.
Can I be your brother? Can I be your brother, your younger brother? This guy gets sent to the Oscars by Whoopi Goldberg. Free charge, free hotel, free plane. Done deal.
And where I stayed, hang on.
Wait, ladies and gentlemen, listen to where he stayed.
Where I stayed, this is no joke. I mean, it might sound like it, but it's called the Vagabond Inn.
Let me explain why that's a big joke to us, because we know radio. Radio, you know, in this world, if you see something that's odd, right away you think they're unusual. What's the problem there? Radio has a style of his own. He goes everywhere he goes by bicycle.
On a bicycle.
On a bicycle. Wait, with the 1960s, 70s radio around his neck. That's why we call him Radio Man.
Whoopi gave him the bike.
She gave him the bike. And Radio is a very special, he's a character, a real life character actor. A real life character that only somebody like him could be. And he's loved by all of us. So let me just ask you before this interview is over, because we have to move on. How did you get into business? How long have you been in the Screen Actors Guild?
I've been in the Screen Actors Guild about...
Craig, face the audience so we can...
I've been in the Screen Actors Guild about 16, 17 years, I guess, when it was cheaper.
Yeah, to get in.
It is now.
Now it's 3,300 around 3,100 to join the Actors Union. When I get in, I think it was 800 change.
And the great thing was the Teamsters got together.
Right.
$11.50.
Know me, right? Because that's basically how I got to know all these stars. Through the Teamsters, they told the actors, this guy's not, he's cool, he's a little nuts, but he's all right, he's harmless.
Right, exactly.
Stuff like that. And that's how these actors came to me.
Right. Don't ever say you're nuts. You're avant-garde.
Avant-garde, yeah.
That's how I look at you, Radio, and that's how you are. But I want to just say one thing to you, Radio. I want to thank you for coming in today. I want to thank you for gracing our set. He's a dear friend of mine. He'll always be a friend of mine. Oh, one last little anecdote about him. I'm a non-union actor. I'm in the Screen Actors Guild myself 18 years. I used to stand in for Dan Aiello and a few other actors, and I'm doing a few other things. We're working on we're working on the script Target New York City, trying to get it produced, my screenplay. But when I was on the sets, and the Screen Actors Guild, when you have a lunch, it's delicious. You have a layout that's like a feast. It's like a buffet. And hot cooked meals, it's just beautiful. But the non-union, we get potato soup. So when I used to go to the sets and I was a nobody, I used to say, Radio, can you get me some good food? I used to bring me out a plate with shrimp, with lobster, with meats, everything. Great guy. Round of applause for Radio Man.
Yeah, Radio Man.
Craig,
Radio Man.
let me get up and shake your hand because there's not many men in the Screen Actors Guild in our business that are like you.
Yeah.
You stay who you are.
Radio
And
Man.
keep riding, radio.
All right, man.
All
Keep
right,
riding, radio.
All right.
No, he's in Batman. He's in Batman now.
He's a Batman.
No, he's in the film. Batman.
Is he
Batman,
really?
yeah, he's
Radio,
got
I didn't know you were in Batman.
Yeah.
The new Batman that's being done now.
Wow. Well, how do you like that, ladies and gentlemen? I didn't know
plays
that.
Robin.
Listen, give my regards to Batman and Robin, will you please?
All right.
Nicky plays Robin.
Beautiful.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, so let me ask you a question. Guys, you know, I have to also, while we're talking, I want to introduce you to a dear friend of mine. He's part of my acting commission, little play on words there, with the Midnight Show with Vic Terno. Frank Canepa. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend Frank Canepa, another seasoned actor.
Frank.
Frank's a new addition to the show. He'll be a regular with us from now on. And we will be doing skits with Frank, as well as doing different acting programs and different discussions. So let me just say this, Frank, how long have you been in the Screen Actors Guild, and how did you get started?
Well, Nicky, well, it goes back to about 15 years, thanks to you. And when I first met you, you took good care of me. You broke me in, as they say. I learned the ropes.
Thank you.
Took me out to Staten Island where we met the whole gang.
That's right.
Matty Russo, God bless him.
Yes, we used to have an acting troupe,
The improvisation
an
Center.
improvisation group, a Staten Island acting troupe.
All the
over
guys-
on Highland Boulevard when we got off the Staten Island Bridge.
Yeah,
we did a
Matty-
lot of improvisation.
We sure did. Matty let us.
The film center.
Film Center, thank you. The Staten Island Film Center, Matty Russo and Sal Piro. Very dear friends of mine.
Well, that's where we all developed our skills, Nicky, because by Matty giving us the chance, every one of us got that chance that we always wanted. He had patience,
That's right.
and he gave everybody a chance, no matter how, excuse me, no matter what the problem was when you first walked in there, if you were green, if you were having trouble working one-on-one with another actor, he took the time, ironed out the wrinkles, and you learned your trade. That's how we met all these guys here. Vinny Vella comes out of there. Every one of us.
That's right.
Most of all, the girl we all love. The mother on Sopranos.
Yeah, Frances.
Frances Setsumpre, who plays Nucci. Tony Sirico's mom.
Right.
She's out of the center. And her story is terrific because here's a girl, 59 years old, her grandmother, went up to Maddie's. She saw an article in the paper for an acting job with her grandson. And that's how she began.
Beautiful.
And it's, I think it's the best story that would ever could be told
She
about
also
somebody like
set me up.
an average woman, an average girl that just came out of nowhere. Grandmother came up to the center, looked for, tried this part out. Maddie said you could do it. She didn't think she could. Rest is history.
Right.
Beautiful.
Mom on Sopranos.
We were very good friends, and we used to do many skits together, me and her. And she set me up. She got me those 2 waivers that I needed.
Yeah, she's a beautiful woman. I
through
remember
different
Frank.
channels, you know, certain ways, and I got those 2 waivers. And one I got years ago in Snake Eyes in Atlantic City. I got it from there. And then she set me up. And she got that part on The Sopranos. She played Paulie Walnut's mother, supposed to be a mother. She did a terrific job on that, really nice.
Well, not to move away from you, Tony, but I'd like to also say now that we're going to have another guest, a really interesting person. She's in a very unusual business. She's in kind of like in the industry, but she's more along the makeup kind of the area. She's a professional makeup artist. So what I'd like to do is I would like to, if Frank, if you don't mind, I'd like to bring in the next guest, and she's a very lovely lady. Ladies and gentlemen, could you please welcome Miss Melissa Kubias. Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie, let us thank you. And we'll get that lavalier. It's so nice to meet you, Melissa. Guys, want to shake hands? Say, Frankie, say hello. Frankie's just going to leave us for a few minutes and be back with us right away. We'll set up the microphone. Let's say this. Melissa, can you tell us a little bit about what you do and what your future looks like, what you're interested in doing?
I thought it'd be interesting to come on the show and talk about the behind the scenes, what goes on behind the scenes. We make you guys look even better than you already look.
Isn't that the truth? Isn't that? I mean, look, if you can make a guy like him look good, Leo, Uncle Leo.
Right.
I mean, come on, look at Uncle Leo,
And
everybody.
that takes a
Come
lot
on.
of work.
Is he a beautiful, handsome man? Or what? Wait a minute, Melissa worked on him all night. You want to see what he looked like yesterday?
Oh,
Right?
forget about
I'm only teasing.
it. Forget about it.
Okay, so again, I'm sorry.
Easy, Leo.
Melissa, please.
But yeah, I've worked on several films, several television programs. I've worked on a movie. I do special effects. I also do everything from bridal makeup to theatrical makeup. And I know I've been asked many times, a lot of young girls and guys have been interested in how to get into the business, the behind the scenes.
Yes.
And I just wanted to touch on how it's an amazing, amazing job. You work with amazing people.
And let me ask you, where did you train? Where did you learn?
I'm actually self-taught.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's impressive, really.
Yes.
So you did all this on your own in the doing,
Yes, exactly.
and by the people that you worked with that had experience.
Yeah, and it's
So you picked up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
It's been
fantastic.
word of mouth, and that's the biggest thing as far as my part in the industry goes, is referrals and getting, kind of talking and getting your name out there and meeting different people and
You know,
referrals.
Melissa, what's interesting about your profession is that people don't realize what a big role that
Yes.
plays in our industry. I mean, if you ever see the major actors today, if they're not handled correctly
Yes.
with makeup and artistry, they're not very easy people to get along with.
I agree, and I think it says a lot that now in several award shows, there's actually categories that recognize the makeup end and the, that end. So I think that speaks high volumes about how much it's respected in the industry.
Do you work on famous people? Have you worked on anyone?
I do.
You do work
I
with famous
do.
people. You don't have to mention names, but you do work with famous people.
I do, and I
And-
also I enjoy mentoring up and coming artists. They can reach me through my email.
Oh, that's a question I wanted to ask you. Could you tell me exactly? I think you gave it to me. If people want to contact you, is it creative makeup artistry 24@gmail.com?
Correct. Creative artistry.
Okay,
Creative
ladies and
Makeup
gentlemen, if
Artistry.
you'd like to contact Melissa Kubias to give you information on reference on how to learn and how to get a little schooling in the makeup industry, email her at creativemakeupartistry24@gmail.com.
Correct.
Is that good?
Yep.
Okay,
I would love to, mentor a lot of the up and coming artists and just give them a general experience about how to get into the industry
Good.
and what it takes. And if they are interested in further training, I
Yes.
can direct them in the direction that they need to go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, beautiful. Well, I want to thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you for having
We're
me.
going to have you on from time to time. Would you be kind enough to be a return guest for us?
Absolutely, Vic.
And so we can learn about the knowledge and the beauty. And ladies and gentlemen, she is a beautiful woman. So let's
Thank
have a
you.
round of applause for her. And thank you for
Thank
coming
you
to
for
the show.
having me, Vic. Thank you. It was wonderful.
It was such a pleasure having you, and we're going to have you back again. So I just want to say thank you, Melissa, for being on the show. You're so nice.
Mwah.
Oh, well, lucky me, everybody. Okay. Okay, guys, I'd like to take 1 minute to call in and break some special notice to my casting director. Can we bring in, call in Vito Canetta, please? Vito? Here's Vito. Come on in, Vito. Sit down, Vito.
Hey, Vito.
Oh,
Hello, Vito.
How are you, Vito? How are you, Vito? Just sit down for a minute or two. We got to check in with our casting guy.